As a 90s kid, I remember Nickelodeon cartoons being nothing but bangers. However, it's been more than 20 years since I've actually watched them, so I want to find out if my beloved childhood shows are as good as I remember. To do this, I'm putting Nickelodeon's 3 best 90s cartoons to the test. First, we're watching Rugrats.
A baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do.
Rugrats is Nickelodeon's 3rd highest rated cartoon from the 90s. It had a simple but interesting premise. What if we could understand what babies are saying and see what life looks like through their eyes? I don't remember much about the show, other than this meme about the grandpa wanting a new boat, and this scene from the first movie. To 5-year-old me, this was the saddest moment in cinematic history. But let's check out some reviews. The Little Songbird said, "I initially thought it was childish and not my cup of tea. How wrong I was. It manages to be both cute and funny at the same time. It is one of the shows out there that I love more than I did in childhood. So they think it's even better as an adult." That's a big claim. Catherine Grace Zay said, "I used to watch this show when I was growing up. When I think about it, I remember it very well. If you ask me, it was a good show. I hope some network brings the show back so I can see every episode." I hope Catherine knows that all the episodes are now on Paramount Plus. But Ian1211 said, "Garbage. Some people say this show was good in its early years. I disagree with all of them. The show is just plain stupid and pathetic. My mom hates it. I hate it. My dad hates it. I don't know about my sister, but oh well." These are some pretty good points, but I need to figure out if Rugrats was actually good. So here's my plan. For each episode I'm testing, I'll watch its highest rated episode according to IMDb and rank it based on 3 things. I'll also be handing out awards at the end for things like Best Intro, Best Vibe, and Best Overall. For Rugrats, I'm watching The Santa Experience. It starts off with Angelica, the villain of the show. It's almost Christmas and she's at the mall to see Santa, but she thinks he's sus, so she pulls off his beard and exposes him as a phony. The store's manager feels bad, so he gives her a box of toys, which she does not want to share. It's only been 4 minutes, but Angelica is definitely the best character. To restore Angelica's faith in Santa, the parents decide to rent a mountain cabin in hopes they have a perfect Christmas. It's on short notice, but everyone's going to pitch in to make this last-minute vacation possible. Even the grandpa.
I'll drink a couple of quarts of eggnog and fall asleep in front of the TV.
Next, the twin babies Lil and Phil want to get each other a Christmas gift. So Angelica offers to help.
Not so fast.
But in reality, she might be secretly plotting an evil scheme to ruin their Christmas. This is a nasty Trixie, especially for a 3-year-old, and it's exactly the type of impish behavior that sends you straight to the bad list. So Angelica starts worrying she'll get coal from Santa now. She has until the end of the day to make things right. She tries to, but things keep getting in the way before she can. So that night, she calls the Santa hotline to find out once and for all if she's on the good or the bad list. But she accidentally calls the wrong number and gets some random guy instead of Santa. The guy tells her she called the wrong number, but Angelica isn't having it.
Let me talk to Santa!
Right.
So the guy messes with her and says, "You're definitely on the bad list."
Fatality.
But the episode ends with a visit from the actual Santa, and he gives everyone a gift, even Angelica, with a small lump of coal for good measure. He then drops some fire Santa wisdom on her before leaving.
Sometimes trying to be good is as important as being good in the first place.
Angelica also gives the twins their favorite toys back after previously tricking them to give them to her, proving once again she is the best character. But now I have to rank the episode. I'm ranking each show based on 3 things. Was it funny? Did it have good life lessons for kids? And would I enjoy watching this with my kids as an adult? I'm giving humor a 9. I laughed a lot during this episode, a lot more than I thought I would. It was mostly from Angelica's scenes. She carried the show hard.
Stuffed alligator with the missing eye? No! His Reptar doll!
I'm giving Lessons a 10. The wisdom from Santa was solid, and Angelica showed good character growth. And I'm giving Fun for Adults an 8. I enjoyed watching this, but the baby voices were kind of annoying, especially Tommy and Chucky.
He breaks into your house the big bag full of who knows what. Wait, Chucky, he's got presents in that bag.
So overall, Rugrats scores a 27 out of 30, putting it in the low S tier, which means it was definitely a good show. But now the question is, would our next show also be good? Its 7.6 IMDb rating was even higher than Rugrats, which was a good sign. Next, it's Hey Arnold. Sir Alex says subscribe.
We've still got one can of beans left in the fridge.
No, we don't. I ate him for lunch.
Hey Arnold was about the everyday life of Arnold, a fourth grader in the city of Hillwood, Washington, who lives in a boarding house with his grandparents and a motley assortment of friends and neighbors. I never knew this show was set in Washington until now. I always assumed it was in New York City, but I do remember a few things about this show. Arnold's head was shaped like a football, so Helga called him Football Head.
Football head?
I remember Stoop Kid. Shout out to him for finally leaving his stoop that one time. That was huge. And I remember this kid named Stinky, which was crazy. But let's check out some reviews. Remember Catherine from the Rugrats review? Well, they're back. This time, they said, I used to watch this show when I was growing up. When I think about it, I remember it very well. If you ask me, it was a good show. I hope some network brings the show back so I can see every episode. Now, in case you forgot, this was literally the same review, word for word, as their Rugrats review. I feel like I can't trust Catherine's reviews anymore. McPants said, I loved this show as a kid, but I started watching it again a few weeks ago as a 28-year-old woman, and it's so much better than I could have understood back then. It's one of the best kids shows I've ever seen, and I wish it got more credit. I'll be watching this show with my grandchildren. So just like Rugrats, somebody thought Hey Arnold was actually better as an adult. To find out if Hey Arnold still holds up, I'm watching Arnold's Christmas. I also watched the second and third highest rated episodes because I saw a YouTube video about the saddest moments in kids shows, and they were both on there. I can confirm they were very sad. Arnold's Christmas was also on the list. It starts off with Arnold and Gerald doing some Christmas shopping. Gerald got everyone in his family a tie, even his 4-year-old sister. So Arnold tells him, Bruh. When Arnold gets home, the boarding house he lives in is doing their annual Secret Santa draw. Oscar hands out pieces of paper with people's names on it, but everyone realizes they all say Oscar. I love Oscar. He's so funny. Ernie doesn't think so though.
Oscar, you bum!
So they redo the draw, and Arnold gets Mr. Wynn, a lonely man who immigrated from Vietnam. And this guy has the saddest backstory ever. His wife died, and he hasn't seen his only daughter in 20 years. The last time he saw her was when they were living in Vietnam and she was just a baby. It was during the Vietnam War, so he wanted to leave with her, but there was only room for one more person in the last helicopter out. So he gave up his daughter to American soldiers because he believed this was the only way to ensure her safety and give her a better life in the United States. It took 20 years, but Mr. Wynn was finally able to move to America to try to find his daughter.
Sometimes it is so difficult. I almost give up hope, but I never stop thinking about her. I will never stop trying.
So Arnold, an absolute legend, wants to reunite him with his long-lost daughter. This would be a Christmas miracle. And Arnold says that's what Christmas is all about. But Helga, on the other hand, knows the real meaning of Christmas. Arnold calls every government agency in town, which leads him to the Federal Office of Information. He's hoping someone here can help find Mr. Wynn's daughter. However, everyone's getting lit at their work holiday party, so there's only one guy still working in the whole building, Mr. Bailey. Arnold and Gerald beg him to help. He agrees, but only if they can do his Christmas shopping for him first. Gerald's a good friend, so he's excited to help.
What if Gerald and me did your Christmas shopping for you?
The two fly through the Christmas list and they only have one item left. But this last gift will be impossible to get. It's a pair of Nancy Spumoni snow boots, the most in-demand gift that everyone wants for Christmas, but it's been sold out for months. So Arnold and Gerald return to Mr. Bailey with all the gifts except the snow boots. Mr. Bailey tells them, no snow boots, no deal. Arnold is super bummed. However, there is one person who can help get the snow boots. The best character in the show, Helga. Helga secretly loves Arnold and has been trying to find the perfect Christmas gift for him all episode. She overhears him saying he needed the snow boots to find Mr. Wynn's daughter. And it just so happens, Helga's parents give her a pair as an early Christmas present. She is so hype. Just look at her. Go off, queen. But Helga decides to make a legendary sacrifice. She gives her new snow boots to Mr. Bailey to help Arnold. On Christmas Day, everyone at the boarding house gets a Secret Santa gift, except for Mr. Wynn. Now I know Arnold is the hero of this episode, but he really should have had a backup plan. But luckily, he doesn't need one, because Mr. Wynn's daughter shows up, and we get the most wholesome, heartwarming scene ever. Even Ernie was tearing up. This was a huge W for Arnold. But was this episode actually good? For humor, I'm giving it a 10. I was laughing the entire time. The jokes were smart and the writing was very good. For lessons, it's an easy 10. The lessons about the meaning of Christmas and helping others were great. Very wholesome. And Helga had a nice character arc too. And I'm giving Fun for Adults a 9. This is a show I would really enjoy watching with my kids. So overall, Hey Arnold scores a 29 out of 30, putting it in the high S tier above Rugrats, meaning this show is goated. I think it will end up being the best show I review today, but our next show has an even higher IMDb rating at a 7.9, so maybe not. Next is Rocko's Modern Life. Subscribe and Hans gets a treat.
No! I'm not giving him nothing. I got plans for these chips.
Rocko's Modern Life was about the wacky misadventures of an Australian wallaby and his animal friends as he adjusts to life in America. I didn't watch a lot of the show, so I don't remember much about it, but let's check out some reviews. And you already know the first thing I did was search for Catherine. And of course, I found them. They left the same exact review again.
You can't keep getting away with it!
And if you think about it, I could literally be the only person in the world who knows the truth about Catherine's scandal. So please spam the comments with Catherine has been exposed. Let's check out some more helpful reviews. V Canny Jin said, I love SpongeBob. It's my favorite show ever. Rocko's Modern Life is also a good show. People even say it's a classic. The same people say that it's better than SpongeBob. Is it? Let me think. No. Overall, this is a good show. No two ways about it. But I don't think it's a classic, and it's definitely not better than SpongeBob. Okay, that review wasn't very helpful either, but I thought it was funny. Aaron James Maximus said, I liked this show as a kid, but rewatching it as an adult, I find myself not laughing at any of the jokes in the show, or even cracking a smile, really. I don't see why people love this show as adults, as it's incredibly unfunny, and would only make small children laugh because their brains aren't fully developed. We'll see about that, Aaron. To find out if Rocko's Modern Life is actually good, I'm watching Wacky Deli. The episode starts off with Rocko's neighbors having a surprise party to welcome home their son, Ralph. He's a famous Hollywood writer, and his hit show, The Fatheads, just ended. So Ralph's parents invite their neighbor, Rocko, and his two friends, Heifer and Filbert, since they're big fans of the show. The dad loves Rocko and his friends.
Did you have to invite the losers?
Ralph is sad because now that his show ended, he wants to make something more creatively fulfilling. But his contract with the TV network says he needs to make them a pilot for one more show first. So to get out of his contract, Ralph hires Rocko and his friends to create it because they don't have any experience making a TV show. And if the pilot is a failure, the TV network won't want to make the show and Ralph will be free. Rocko and his friends get to work and start creating a show about deli meat called Wacky Deli. The characters are a talking bologna, salami, and cheese. Heifer voices the salami and Filbert voices the cheese, but they both want their characters to be the star of the show. The two keep fighting over this, which drives Rocko insane as he tries to keep them on track. After spending all day creating the story for the pilot, they're finally almost done. And then Heifer has to go and stir the pot.
Do we really need the cheese at all?
Why, you big stupid
What?
cow.
What did I say?
Heifer is definitely my MVP right now. They finally finish the pilot and Ralph shows it to his bosses. It's absolute cinema.
I am the cheese. I am the best character on the show.
Ralph asks them what they think, expecting them to hate it, but they love it. And so does the rest of the country. The show gets picked up by the TV network for 83 episodes, meaning Ralph is stuck and can't make the art he really wants to. But if he can sabotage the show and get it canceled, he can get out of his contract. So for the next episode, he makes Rocko and his friends just show a jar of mayonnaise the entire time. But fans love it.
Deli scores again.
So for the next episode, Ralph's new plan is to ruin the finished product, meaning the whole episode just becomes a black screen. But fans love that too. As a last resort, he gets his dad to use his heat ray to melt the polar ice caps, flood the TV studio, and destroy Wacky Deli once and for all. But even that fails too. So Ralph is ready to give up now. He confesses that he just wants to make real art. Rocco gives him some advice, saying, "Everyone loves your show. It is art, so you should embrace it and try to make Wacky Deli the best show it can be." This inspires Ralph. So for the next episode, he finally makes a super artsy, highbrow episode like he's always wanted. But people hate it and the show gets canceled. At the end of the episode, Ralph quits his job and spends the next 10 years living out his dream, finally making the masterpiece he's always wanted to. When he's done, he's so happy he cries tears of joy. But then some bumpkin comes by and says,
Hey, not bad. But have you seen Wacky Deli?
but just the first season, before that new guy ruined it. So, was this episode actually good? For me, I give humor a 9. It was funny and clever, and it felt like a show that parents could enjoy too. I'm giving lessons an 8. The lessons were deep, but I think they might be hard for kids to grasp. And fun for adults, I'm giving a 7. I know a lot of people like this show's weird and crude humor, but I don't think I could take too much of it. So overall, Rocko's Modern Life scores a 24 out of 30, putting it in the low A tier below Rugrats and Hey Arnold. Overall, I think all 3 of these shows are still good as an adult. But as promised, I want to hand out some awards now. So for the best main character, I have to go with Arnold. He's just the best guy ever and he always does the right thing. For the best side character, I'll go with Helga. I thought she was easily the funniest character out of all the shows. And she was a well-written, interesting character with surprising depth. Best intro, Rugrats. The song is so catchy. Best vibe, Hey Arnold. It was wholesome, and I like how close-knit the characters in their neighborhood were. For the last award, which is best overall, I'm giving it to Hey Arnold. For me, it's a cut above the other shows in every way. I've watched a lot of new shows this year, but my favorite is definitely Andor. Click here to check out my review. Hans will be sad if you don't.